Hello and welcome everyone to a very special edition of Botsplash Talks. My name is Will Amosich. I'm the product marketing manager here at Botsplash. And for this very special Zoom edition version of Botsplash Talks, I am joined by Jack Nixon, Botsplash's very own tech ops engineer, here to talk us about data security and infrastructure. Jack, thank you very much for joining us.
Hi, Willem. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Well, Jack, obviously, as I introduced you as our tech ops engineer, I just want to start off this interview right off the bat while asking you, what does it mean to be a tech ops engineer and what does your role entail?
Sure. So here at Botsplash, I am responsible for ensuring that the infrastructure is reliable, scalable, and secure. I work maintaining and monitoring our servers, networks, and databases.
Mhm.
Provide technical support to our employees through IT tickets. I troubleshoot and deploy software applications and more on our virtualization with our servers through AWS. And I do just basic troubleshooting and resolving technical incidents that happen
Gotcha.
either in the office or over in our other employees overseas.
Mhm. Gotcha. And so, as a tech ops engineer, how would you describe your work with data security and infrastructure?
Sure. Basically, I work with encryption a lot with our data. If your data is not encrypted, then it can be read by unauthorized users, and in any unauthorized access will cause a data breach, which would be catastrophic to our infrastructure.
Mhm.
Basically, in order to prevent this, I have multiple monitoring systems in place for any suspicious activity. We use a wide range of tools here at Botsplash to ensure that nothing really gets past us in data breach wise. We also do security pen tests regularly
Yeah.
to ensure that our platform is as secure as it could possibly be.
Gotcha. So what would you say then with, having worked with these various facets of data security infrastructure, for someone wanting to become a tech ops engineer, what would you recommend to them? What advice would you give them from the insights that you learned, working as a tech ops engineer?
Of course. Well, as we all know, data security is a top priority.
Hmm.
In today's world, data is more valuable than ever. And the first step to protecting your data is just understanding the risks. I mean, you
Yes.
want to know what type of data you collect, where is it stored, who has access to it. Once you understand these risks, it's easier to implement security measures to mitigate any incidents or data breaches that come in. And it's really all about the infrastructure at the end of the day. I mean, it
Hmm.
is the foundation of your system. It is important to just have a well-designed and well-maintained infrastructure that you can make sure that everything is reliable and available. And when you think about data security and infrastructure, it's very interconnected. You can't have a strong security without a strong infrastructure, and you can't have a
Yes.
infrastructure without strong security. So
Absolutely.
it's very all connected, and that makes it a lot more easier to go through processes with data infrastructure.
Absolutely. So I guess very last thing before I let you go, what would you say then, having worked as a tech ops engineer, having been in this business for a bit, what have you learned personally? And is there anything that you can, from your learnings, you can pass on to other people who are looking to be in the role that you're in?
Sure. I think first thing I would say is always know the importance of backups. I mean,
Yes.
something were to happen, having a disaster recovery plan in place is just the most important thing. You
Yes.
can't prevent everything in the world, but what you can do is prepare for anything in the world. And that is pretty
Well
much
said.
what my job is. And basically, without a proper security plan in place, you're nothing really.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, it's very important to have those protocols in place and think about any type of breach, any type of leak that could happen and what you can do to prevent that. So there's basic items like having like a strong passwords and other security measures, just having like two-factor authentication, but there's
Mhm.
also a lot of encryption methods and everything you can do to make sure that your data is completely secure.
Gotcha. Very well. Well, sound advice, solid insight. Jack, I want to thank you very much for taking the time to be on this Zoom call and on this special edition of Botsplash Talks. And I want to thank everyone for watching Botsplash Talks, whether this edition or our past episodes. And hopefully we'll have more Zoom edition calls in the future. And again, Jack, thank you so much for joining us.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Thank you all. Take care. This has been Botsplash Talks. I'm Will Amosich, Product Marketing Manager here at Botsplash. Bye all.